Okay, so first period this morning, you guys, we got to this point right here, and I got rid of all the extra junk, so you're just, we made it this far, so I hope you understand this isn't the entire problem, but we made it to there. What we didn't realize, I guess, or what I didn't realize at the time, is that, there's something you're not supposed to have in the bottom of a fraction, and that's a square root. So the fact that we have a square root of 3 residing right here in the bottom of the fraction, that's a bad thing. So we got to work to get rid of that. Most of the time, I would say, if you have a square root in the bottom, you're going to go rationalize it. So like we've talked about maybe having 2 over the square root of 3, where we'd go rationalize it with a square root of 3 on the top and the bottom and get 2 square roots of 3 over 3. Well, that doesn't work very well when you have a complex denominator where it's 3 minus the square root of 3. You have to actually make that denominator meet what's called the conjugate. The conjugate is 3 plus the square root of 3. So notice the ending is changed in that term to a plus instead of a minus. So now we have to FOIL that out. So the first term meets the first term and becomes negative 9. Outside terms meet and become negative 3 square roots of 3. Inside terms meet and become negative 3 square roots of 3. Lasts become negative 3 because a square root of 3 and a square root of 3 would make square root of 9, which is just 3. And then the bottom of that is the same thing. The firsts meet and become 9. The outsides meet and become 3 square roots of 3. The insides meet and become negative 3 square roots of 3, and the lasts meet and become just minus 3. So let's make an attempt to simplify that mess. Obviously a negative 9 and a negative 3 is a negative 12, and then inside here we have two like terms, a negative 3 square roots of 3 and another negative 3 square roots of 3 is negative 6 square roots of 3. And on the bottom, those middle terms are opposites, so they're just going to cancel each other out, and 9 minus 3 is 6. So here we are at almost the right answer, but each of these terms has a 6 in it. So if I take the 6 out, I'm left with negative 2 minus the square root of 3 on top of a 6. And wouldn't you know that the 6's will cancel, and that is why we weren't quite finished at the end of class today. We can simplify it down to just simply negative 2 minus the square root of 3. So hopefully you feel better, as I do, that at least we didn't do anything wrong, and the only thing we did wrong was not finish it by getting the square root out of the bottom. Have a great weekend. Thanks.